Well, thanks for taking time out of your very busy day, your lunchtime, to come and be with us. We wanted to check and make sure that the live stream people are working because we are so used to doing hybrid now. But we want to make sure that our friends online can hear. You'll give me the thumbs up when we're good to go. Thumbs up. Well, welcome folks online. Welcome people here in the room. We're going to be discussing all the different wonderful initiatives within the Anusara School of Hatha Yoga, ASHI. And when I was speaking to the committee about this idea, I thought there are so many things that Gianni's been telling me about, all these different exciting things. And I thought we should let the people know about all these different initiatives to hear about how people might contribute. If you're a teacher and you have particular skills, you might want to find ways to contribute and work with the school in different ways. There's so many different possibilities for people who are Anusara Yoga teachers to be involved in all kinds of ways. So when I was talking with him, I was like, we need to let people know about this. And also, when I started to think, Anusara School of Hatha Yoga, it's a teacher-led. I was like, that's extraordinary. I don't really know too many other teacher-led yoga schools that I know about. And so I thought, this is really wonderful. And then I started to work with the committee, and I was going, there's so many people involved who are in different parts of the world, who are working on different projects. There's the conference happening there, there's the regional thing happening there. And I was like, we should let people know, because it's hard if you're just, at your own yoga studio working on your own, programs and things, to really know what's happening worldwide. So that was my thought, was let's have this discussion and also hear from you ideas that you think would be good for, anything that comes up for you that would be good to support, think about Anusara. What are the ways in which you as a teacher or Anusara member or new person finding out about Anusara, what would you like to see in a school? What are your ideas about what the school could be offering, or what does a teacher, what do teachers need? What are the ways in which, the school can support you? So this is a beginning conversation. Obviously, we could spend the rest of the conference having this conversation. And so I'm going to invite Suzanne to come and talk to us, and she'll be asking Gianni about some of the different projects and programs that are happening.
Thank you, Saraswati. So I'm Suzanne Zuber. I've been teaching for 16 years, teaching Anusara Yoga and functional movement. And I love being here right now because I appreciate the variety that Anusara Yoga, the School of Hatha Yoga, offers. It's something that I hadn't experienced before when I first found the system. It's high quality across the board, which I really love. And if you were here yesterday, I'd mention that as well. But currently, it seems like you study with one person and they have one specialty, and then you have to go find another person who you trust, who is really good, But this Anusara Yoga, really across the board, has amazing offerings in asana, therapeutics, meditation, philosophy, music, mantra, all the things. And so I feel like people don't know about that. And even the teachers, we are not completely aware of all the opportunities that are present worldwide. And the emphasis on worldwide, since COVID, things have really changed in terms of how you can engage and like in terms of tech, but also program-wise, right? So this is an important, exciting moment for Anusara Yoga, and we are all invited to shape this, which I'm very excited about. I wanted to ask Gianni, who's the specialist. You are Director of Professional Development, yes?
Yes.
He is amazing. And operations. Someone enlighten me, what does operations mean?
All the day-to-day workings of the school.
Okay, yeah, so everything basically, right? And I don't know why this is happening.
Maybe it's
boom.
maybe it's myself.
But I'm gonna ask you questions as a naive,
Sure.
person to the system. I'm not naive, but I mean, in some ways. But just kind of in German, it's called neugierig, curious for news. Neugierig. Any Germans in here? No. Okay.
No.
So I'll ask you the first question. What?
Oh, there is a German person.
Oh, hallo. Bist du auch neugierig? Okay, super. So Gianni, what is a teacher-led school?
She struck right away.
What does that mean?
Well, a teacher-led school means that, first of all, while I have my notes, I'm gonna check them. I don't want to mess this up. But part of us of the Anusara school of Hatha Yoga, we need to understand that we have Anusara Yoga, which is the practice, and then we have the Anusara school of Hatha Yoga, which is the organization that holds the teachers who have a license and are propagating Anusara Yoga around the world. So what is a teacher-led school? That means that all of licensed teachers are owners of the school. Without them, we won't be existing. Without these amazing teachers, we won't be having governance. We won't be able to actually collaborate in every way to expand and give voice to all of our members and regions around the world. So a teacher-led school, it's pretty much everyone is involved and collaborating with what the staff or the operation is, right? I think.
And
I
the
think so.
support, right? It is support to the teachers as well, right?
It is.
Different levels.
So in that way, at the same time, what the school offers, it's support to every license level of teachers. So that's part of our purpose as an organization. Yeah.
What is an example of a support that a licensed teacher would receive by
Mentoring.
joining?
Mentoring in the first place, then opportunities to be featured and collaborate with programs, classes, and curriculum. Some of you have working with Yayendra to create the curriculum, the 300-hour curriculum. The innovations programs, which is bringing innovation to our methodology, to the way we teach our methodology. As we know, body movement has been evolving through time. And it's not the same thing when we read the Light of Yoga and what is happening right now, right? When we talk about body movement. So
what was that? Body movement?
Yeah, like
So
body awareness, body movement.
Mhm.
Yeah, biomechanics, alignment.
Biomechanics. Okay, the science around movement is evolving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so a lot of you are not only training Anusara Yoga, you have also been training something else, right? Many of you are really experts in many other different gifts than Anusara Yoga. And right now, the school is inviting teachers and trainers to bring that information. So Anusara keeps evolving and keeps innovating in their own singular way. Yeah.
Wonderful. Before I forget, there's this wonderful monthly offering that's free, right? Where you can be featured, you can present, and you can also invite your students. You can come and listen to these and participate in these lectures, right?
Yes. So every month we have a continuing education program which is happening right now in Europe, and it's called KULA-HRDAYAM online. Even though it's hosted and facilitated but by the KULA-HRDAYAM community team, which is 3 or 4 members that are volunteering to keep that program going on. They are inviting trainers and teachers to present, as once we have Samudra Shakti here in the US a few years ago. So they're inviting teachers to present and to feature them. Yeah. So they are happening on I can't remember if on the 3rd Sunday or the fourth Sunday of every month.
And it's timed so it works from the US too.
It's
right?
it
So
yeah,
It happens-
the time it happens in Europe because that's where the volunteers are based. However, the time that is selected to these meetings to happen works from the East Coast to the West Coast of the US and from North and South America, Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. So it's kind of like a pretty broad spectrum.
Lovely. So the new programs, can you give more of details about what are those? What are the innovations in terms of?
Sure. So a few years ago, a group of members, we were meeting together to understand how can we keep evolving Anusara Yoga without losing what Anusara Yoga is. So this group came up with the understanding that we need to preserve the elements, the key elements of Anusara Yoga. So if you enter into a class, you understand right away that this is an Anusara Yoga class, and then give room to bring new information to what Anusara Yoga is, based on research and new scientific discoveries. So, for example, and all of our teachers are already doing that. They are already being trained in many other different things, and they are bringing that information without mixing things, but they are bringing that information to their classes. So, for example, we have been developing programs like functional movement or neuroscience and yoga. Yoga and Anusara Yoga for pregnancy, healthy aging. Yeah, they can answer for me.
But what are the programs? What is it a course? Is it a live thing? Does it have one date or is it a series? How can people find it?
So we are developing an online platform where you can sign up for these live online courses. And then you have access to the recording. So the school right now develops a platform where you can, and it has an LMS, a learning management system, where you can access whatever program you have acquired from the school in order to review it and rewatch it or being assessed at the same time. So for example, right now we're recording all of these things. And then at some point, if you want to have access to these things, you can either purchase your access, and then you can have access to these things for eternity, hopefully.
Lifetime. For as long as you live, at least.
At least, yeah.
Lifetime. Have you ever considered, what does that even mean, lifetime access? Who's lifetime? Anyway, sorry. Philosophical question here. Where's Carlos?
He's not here.
So on the topic of offerings and events, what are some of the upcoming and past conferences or like bigger events that people can be aware of that they could sign up for?
Well, so we have our website, and in our website we have a directory of events. So if you want to check what is happening around you, you just need to go to anusarayoga.com and then search for events, and then Anusara near me, and then you will see all the events that are happening around you. However, there are a few events that are coming really quick this year. Every year we offer Anusara Yoga at Kripalu. Kripalu is this big center of consciousness in upstate New York, I think it is. No, Massachusetts. Jacqueline is here. You can talk to the people and invite them. What are you going to offer this year?
Can't hear it only afterwards.
Yeah. So So every year we offer a retreat at Kripalu. We have been doing this consistently since 2015. Yeah, 2015 right now. And there are a bunch of teachers that have been invited and are collaborating together to hold the community and offer this space for people in the West Coast. Every year, we're trying to offer a regional gathering Spain just has their gathering a few months ago, I think. Germany is having their major gathering by the end of July, and it's going to be it's going to be a hybrid gathering. You can have access online and also in person. Classes will be in 2 languages, German and English. So it's going to be 50-50 of German classes and English classes, just in case. And then, yeah, so those are the big gatherings that are upcoming after Samavesha.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm out of questions.
Can I
Yeah.
have your microphones?
Both of them? Yes.
Oops. Okay.
Okay.
They'll bring them together.
Sorry, we're learning.
Just kidding.
So it's for me, again, back to the teacher led. It's something like since we started talking about this conference, I was like, this is such an interesting concept. And it feels like we're co-creating this. And all of us can co-create and feel invited to give ideas. And for example, when I went to the conference in Barcelona, I was blown away, actually in tears. And I was so overwhelmed by the sweetness of the Anusara people and all these different languages going, this is my family. And I'd forgotten, what it was like. So that gave me the idea of like, let's bring it to my hometown. And then I was thinking, gosh, who's going to come? How are we going to get this to really work? And then I had this idea, let's do some summits. Let's come up with topics like neuroscience and yoga, because it's the big thing now. And we got 300 people signing up for a neuro conference, a neuroscience summit. And then we did another summit on yoga's equanimity. And then we did another summit on, what was it? It'll come back to me, but
Bhakti, there's the Bhakti.
yes, it was a Bhakti one, because I thought, what are the elements of this conference we're doing? So we're going to get the Bhakti people at this event. So anyway, it's just been fun. We've been brainstorming, like, what are the different things we could do and then I was like, let's bring, these musicians, because people love these musicians. Let's bring in, and I said, perhaps we could think of this conference here as like a big tent. Like we'll bring in, these different teachers with different specialties, and they can be alongside. For example, Carlos, he can contribute, Bhagavad Gita. MC Yogi can bring in, his beauty and his poetry and his singing and dancing, and then all those people will come. And then I thought, we're going to have this panel tomorrow, neuroscience. Both of these 2 teachers, they know a lot of people. So anyway, it was just a way of like starting to see, how do we let people know what we do? How do we put the word out? And how do we create events that people really want to come to? What are they excited to learn about? And so, I think the possibilities are endless. And it was really fun in one of the summits. I think it was the Yoga of Equanimity Summit. We had people in Europe, we had people in Asia, and they were all love-hearting each other on live stream. And I was like, we can all be together, like all across the world. And it was really a quite amazing moment. And one of the teachers presenters said, I loved learning from that presenter, because we used to in the past learn from each other. Like we'd go to so-and-so's class and we go, that's a cool approach. And then you go to the next class and you go, I had never thought of that. And you learn and you really get lots of support and ideas, and just reminding yourself how much you love the system and how precious yoga is for people's lives. And then what I often say to people in my teacher training is that the world's hurting right now. There's lots of hurt. There's lots of confusion. There's lots of, families are suffering, communities are suffering. And all of us as teachers, and you've had this experience as an Anusara teacher of like, I can help people. there's ways that I can offer and be supportive in my community. Maybe if, as a studio owner, I get calls from the local REI, please send teachers my way, or the community center for disadvantaged. They call me and say, do you have teacher trainees that can come? And so I say to the people in my teacher training, there's so many ways that you can bring the light to the world. And I sort of thought, when we all come together and we can envision the world that we want, instead of, victim, the world is doing this to me, we learn in Anusara, what's the world we want to create? And how do we co-create and bring more light and bring more goodness? We do this, we come together and we have these amazing conversations. So it got me really excited about having this conference to re-inspire us when we come together as a group to how can we be more available out there so that people know they can come and have their life change. I often say to people in the teacher training, watch out, your life's going to change. There's going to be so many wonderful things happen. And they all come up about halfway through and go, you were right. And then I said, if you come to the conference, what we've done in the last 6 months has been amazing. In the conference, it's like 10 times more. Didn't I say that? So the conference is extraordinary because you do hear all these different voices and you do get inspired. And suddenly pennies start to drop and you go, that's what that means in the Bhagavad Gita. This is what this story is really about. It's about being engaged, being someone who can contribute to the world. And I was speaking with someone, it's one of the quotes that you've all heard before. It's from Thich Nhat Hanh, and he's a peace activist and he's a Zen master. And he wrote this, which I'm sure you've all heard. It is possible that the next Buddha will not take the form of an individual. The next Buddha may take the form of a community practicing understanding and loving kindness, a community practicing mindful living. I had that on the outside of my studio door because I just sort of thought, it's us. We can be the light keepers. We can be of service. And it's much more fun when you're on the team that's moving in the direction you want to be in, rather than hiding behind the door and going, oh, is it safe out there yet? And there is a lot of turmoil. And I feel like hopefully after this time of darkness, like a huge new way of running a country or running a city can change and happen. And I think so many young people are just so frustrated by seeing, what we've had doesn't work. All that to say, I think being a yogi, you're an activist. I think it just comes with, as Carlos was saying, you start to answer all the things like the difficulty at home, what's happening there, or the difficulty in work. What are the yogic principles that we know that can help us? So we've all had that experience as Anusara teachers. Jacqueline said to me the other day, gosh, one of the things we're noticing, after the pandemic is when people come out of a teacher training, it's not like there's a lot of studios now and there's a few classes. And so sometimes there's like, well, where do I go? And it's a wonderful time to start to consider where are all the other places that we can take yoga, and what are the other skills? I often say to the people in teacher training, one of my students, she does parenting counseling and she does parenting workshops. This weekend, she's doing a parenting in yoga workshop. So she's talking about mindfulness, and she's paired up with somebody who's an expert in mindfulness. And so there's many ways that all of us can, bring out our gifts. Like Denise, she works with top athletes and she does yoga with top athletes. And Jacqueline, she's been studying Ayurveda, and so she's now a coach. So she does coaching, health coaching and things like that. And I just thought this is such an interesting topic for us as Anusara teachers, is to what are the different ways we can take this out? And it kind of ties back into this. I think we need to have more skills and not sort of keep ourselves in just one lane. So I love this idea of let's bring which you're already doing is the nonviolent communication. Let's all get trained in that. Let's give people who want to learn about neuroscience. Let's open that up. I mean, because it's pretty extraordinary, all the skillful people that we know that we can bring in to help us with learning how to be a better human being. The panel tomorrow is the art and science of being human. And I felt like that's what we're all looking into, aren't we? Anyway, that was just sort of an idea that came up, get to in a sec. And I said to Jacqueline, it'd be kind of fun just to have a little very sort of brief brainstorm about what are the different ways that we can take yoga out into the world? What are the different modalities and ways that yoga could be taught, that Anusara, we can take it out into the different ways? Yes, please. If you want to come up here, because I've got microphones, that's the thing.
This way.
So is the brainstorm going to happen or popcorn, or
Yes.
people are meeting?
It's going to be popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah, so is this it?
Keep them both kind of close.
Hello there, everybody. Okay, so my idea was that we have such a brain trust here. Like there's so many skilled people. Like just you talk to every person you meet. What are you doing? Oh, I'm a shrink. Oh, I'm a nutritionist. Oh, I have an Ayurvedic background, and I want to. So Gianni and I were talking. He goes, "I do that. No, I do that. I do." So what are we doing? So Johnny and I were talking about what can we do to help people find their niche? You guys heard of niche marketing, right? I mean, if you've done any marketing, you have like a specialty skill. Deb's like amazing with elders. Like she's got, these are skills you're going to not only add to the full community. Like I need to know how to teach chair yoga. I was just asked to do it. Like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I have to talk to her. So like there's skills that we have that you have in other parts of your life, that why not take yoga off the mat into everything that you do? To me, it's like I've been teaching, immersions for years and teacher trainings. Now I'm doing this Ayurveda. I want to how do I blend the immersion and the Ayurveda and then bring people in that way? And then if they want to be teachers, cool, that's great. But it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, what is your niche? So as we do this little brainstorm together, yeah. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to say, what is your zone of genius? Do you guys know what I mean by that? Like, what is your zone of genius? Oh my God, I am so good at bringing a community together. You know what these people's skills are. So what is your zone of genius, and what could you contribute to bringing Anusara out of the little yoga studios, out into the world?
So what and where? Where would you bring?
Yeah, like schools. Like,
Beat them.
Yeah, I can share something before
Yeah.
she continues.
Yeah.
So most of you don't know my story. However, I come from the corporate world, and when I got trained,
Yes.
the Zoom is
You
here.
have your
When I was in training, I never thought about myself being a teacher, neither becoming a trainer. I just wanna, in that moment of my life, I just wanted to be, to wave the surf that I was going through. It was a crisis, identity crisis that I had. And then what I did.
Sorry, you were in the corporate world?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what I started doing was just teaching yoga to my colleagues, and then applying all the skills that I received in my teacher training to do my job better. I mean, what I was doing back in those days. So when I hear Jacqueline say about, how can we bring Anusara yoga or yoga to the world? I mean, you don't have to be a yoga teacher. You just have to share all the learnings that you have, all your skills, and put that into action into your own world, because not everyone could be a no rocker, traveling around the world, but at least you can impact your family and your community, and that's yoga. I think that's more impactful, because you're bringing change into that people that is in front of you. And well, that's what happened with my corporate. I mean, I just brought this philosophy and this way of being into the corporate that I was working for. And man, they change, they excel, they thrive. So, you know, it's part of it. It's part of understanding how do you put your genius out to the world. So yeah.
We're going to repeat. So if you could keep it brief, and then we'll repeat what you're saying.
I think this is a great conversation about what everyone has to bring and take out into the world, but what can people do with those skills that can help support the school specifically?
Great question. Thank you.
Yes, we're going to get there. We're getting there. First, yeah, we've got a few minutes. We're starting at 2:30, aren't we? 2:15. Oh, okay. We are. So
3 minutes.
that's in 3 minutes. So sorry.
Take your time.
They 1 minute Shavasana.
Inhale.
So we do encourage us all to share, and maybe it's one of the whiteboards you can write your particular skill set to encourage sort of the next generation of teachers. But on that note, sort of with the idea too of as a teacher-led school, the door is open for all of us to think about what are the ways that you might like to offer to the school. What skills could you teach? Could you teach the nonviolent communication? Could you, if you're a parent like my student who's doing the parenting workshop, maybe that's something that she could offer. Maybe you have skills like you're a marketing person, or we need a marketing person. If you build websites, there's social media, there's all the wonderful things. So if you are interested at all, it would be wonderful. And you could talk to Aileen. So this is wonderful Aileen, and she is a wonderful 8-year staff member, Anusara School of Hatha Yoga. And I'm seeing Jayendra, who has for so many years been working on the manuals. Do you appreciate those manuals? Like, woo! And it takes a lot of work because it's actually pulling them together and organizing them. And there's a whole therapeutics manual. And we can talk more about it too, like just all the different work that you've been doing. And he would love people to be involved and support with that. There are so many things that we can do in our community to really build something that I feel like it's just like the perfect moment for us to really join hands together and see how we can co-create something that's needed in the world right now that would be really powerful.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How would someone engage right now? But
They
is there an
could come
email
and
list?
talk to
But what if she's
Aileen,
busy?
and
Is
if
there an email that people can write to?
is there
Yes.
Yeah. Information at
Info-
anusarayoga.com. Information at anusarayoga.com.
we'll put it out there. And John Seeley, our head of the board, is that how we say it?
Yeah, president of the
President of the board is here too. And how many years have you been doing that? 8.5 years. Fantastic. So there's such solid people and wonderful support people within the system, and the door is open. So if any of you want to hear about different ways, or we can get together at some stage during the conference to talk more, I'd happily, if you have any ideas too, happily hear what you have to offer. And we hope next year we're going to be doing, we'll be doing another conference next year. So to be continued. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, people online.